Hello, hello. Gosh, what a night. I just dropped all my stuff, so be patient with me for a second. I want to get my card stuff back together. How crazy. So I have to give kudos to all those who have puppies because holy Toledo, Sheba gives me a run for my money. She is just so stubborn and hard-headed, and I just cannot wait until she starts listening. She listens to Bill really well, but she does not listen to me. So we are clashing like crazy for sure. All right, I'm just trying to get my stuff pulled together here so we can get started. So tonight we are going to be playing with Eden's Garden. This is a stamp set from the annual catalog. It does come with coordinating dies, and I didn't even clean my dies out. Hey, Do. Hey, Linda. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Oh, no. I hope you're feeling better, Kathy. But at least you're getting some rest. That's really important. All right, so we're going to play with Eden's Garden. I figured let's do some stamping tonight. So we're using Rich Razzleberry, and for the inks, I'm using the Rich Razzleberry Shaded Spruce and Soft Seafoam. I have the Time Worn type embossing folder, and then on the inside I did the same thing. Hey, Karen. The picture just did not do it justice. I think there was too much light for some reason. Usually my photos are dark. Today it was really light, but this is the Rich Razzleberry. And then the second card, I'm using some rose gold foil behind it. And again, I just did a different kind of stamping with actually this stamp here. And then again, embossed the front. And then just added some of the leaves and that rose gold foil on the inside. Aw, thank you so much, Kathy. And then for the third item, I decided to make a quick and easy little box. And I don't have any envelopes with me, but the envelopes will fit. And this little box will hold these two cards. And I did put a piece of Velcro on. So it'll hold the two cards that we're creating tonight with the envelope. So it's, hey, Margaret. So it's a really nice little gift if you need a last minute gift. And I will have the PDF available on my blog tomorrow. I'm not going to guarantee a time because I am not sure what the day will bring. So let's get started with this card here. Like I said, we're using the Rich Razzleberry, and I am going to have to grab my stamp cleaner so I can scrub my stamps in between. And this is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4.25. Okay, and then we're going to layer it up, of course. We have another layer of Rich Razzleberry, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then I have the embossed layer, and this is the Time Worn type. And this is 5 1/4 by 4. So let's just get these on the front of the card. So how's everybody doing? I am... That puppy is driving me crazy. She does not listen to me at all. And she goes after me. She likes to bite on my feet, my hands. She doesn't listen to me. She is just crazy, crazy. I just hope they teach me what to do when we go to her class, because I'm losing my patience with her. She is just crazy. And I guess the hardest thing is, oh shoots. The hardest thing I'm finding is she is a 35 to 40 pound 4-month-old. So she's a big dog. Oh, that didn't go on right. It must have moved. Let me get this off. I'm going to cut one more piece. Give me 1 second, because I must have knocked it while I was talking about the dog. Well, let me just cut this real quick. I got all my cards and stuff ready yesterday, and then I came in here to score the cardstock for the piece of the cardstock for the little box, and you'll never believe what I did with that box. I ended up grabbing the wrong piece on this my trimmer, and instead of scoring, I cut it. So it's just like one of those days today. All right, so let's start over. So there is the front of the card. Then I die cut from the scallop contour dies this nice little frame, and then I also cut a piece of basic white to fit inside of the stitches. Okay, so we're going to pop this up on the front of the card. Now when it comes to dogs, I don't know how my sister does it. I don't even want to tell you how many dogs she has, and I just don't know how she does it. She's 5 years younger than me, and she has a menagerie. Oh, okay. Keep up with obedience and socialization. Okay, that's true. I know it's like, I feel like I'm on broken record, but I guess I just got to keep on going. And it's funny, she has such a short memory span. But she remembers like different things. Or I can tell her something and she'll forget 2 seconds later. And then she'll find something, like I have a goat doorstop, and she'll come for that doorstop every time I open my door. That she remembers. So I know she's not stupid for sure. I guess because she's just a baby. And I have to learn how to be patient. All right, so now we have the scallop contour frame on the front of the card. So we're going to just put that aside, and we're going to pull in this small little basic white piece. And I actually cut it 3 7/8 by 2.5. I hope you received my order. I actually have not checked, so I will have to check. All right, so we're going to take this large flower that's in the set. And where is that little box? Here it is, right here. So it's this one right here. It's very detailed. And I'm going to grab my rich raspberry. And we are going to ink this stamp up really good. And I have the little berries, this little bunch of berries down facing towards the bottom. So I'm just going to take this stamp, center it the best I can, and then just give it a good stamp. So there is our start to our piece. Next, I'm going to grab my soft sea foam. And I'm going to grab these rounded little leaves. This one right here. And where this is the lightest color, I'm putting it in the background. So this way, if we go over it with darker colors, it does not matter. And we're just going to put these around the flower. And I have to remember not to rock, because I did rock the stamps today. So I'm just going to go straight down. You'll notice that there's a little stem here. So I'm just going to stick that stem in, even if it goes over the rich raspberry. And I'm just going to turn this piece and stamp. And then we'll do it one more time over here. Ink up, and then we'll put one right here. Okay, I'm going to actually add another one down here on the bottom. So we're just going to layer our stamps and our colors, okay? Let me just grab my scrub pad. I want to clean these off a little bit. And I actually should clean my scrub pad. Let me just spray it a little bit. So the weather has gotten pretty cold. Has anybody gotten snow? We haven't had snow, but it's gotten very, very cold. All right. So now we're going to layer up, and I will start with, let's go with the larger one here, and some shaded spruce. So the one we're going to pick is this one here. And we're going to use this one here. I think those are the two. Yep. So I'm going to take the larger, and we're just going to add these. I'll put one here. I'll put one down here. And it doesn't matter if you go over the shade, soft sea foam, and we'll add one right here. So we're just building on our flowers. Now I'm going to grab the smaller one with the berries, and then we're going to just fill in some of these spots, because the berries just add a little bit something different. And we'll do one more right about here. Just adds a little bit of texture. Anybody can do this. You're just stamping around this flower. Now we'll just grab our seal. I don't want to really use glue because I don't want to see it. Whoops. I don't want to see it through. And we're going to take this and just center it on this frame. I'm putting it a little closer to the top than the bottom because we're going to add our sentiment, okay? So there is the front of the card so far. I'm just going to move this down a little bit. That's better. Oh, wet paper towel. Yeah, that's true. I have this one too. This purple scrubber that you wet. I used it like once or twice. I should really use that one. All right. So I took the die from the set. And it looks like a little banner die. And this also is in rich raspberry. I forgot to take out the little pieces. And then I cut a piece of basic white 2 3/4 by 1/2. And we are going to stamp hello there on this piece of paper. Hopefully I'll get it on here straight. Let's grab some rich raspberry. Ink it up. Looking at the stamp, you can see that the hello there is really close to the top edge. And I should put this on a bigger, let's try putting it on here so I can see that edge. Because you know me, I love to rock my stamps. So we know that it's up at that edge, so I'm just going to pull it down a little bit. Hopefully it's straight, and I don't think I got, oh, I did get it straight. Okay. Got glue on me already. And we're just going to glue this down onto this piece. It might help if I did it on the right side. So we're going to glue it down. It's been one of those days, I'm telling you. Have you had one of those? And we're just going to put this down. I'm trying to get it a little bit centered between these two pieces. Okay. And then we're going to pop this up. So we're just going to get our dimensionals. We're going to close this up because I see a disaster happening. So did everybody take a look at today's clearance rack? Oh my goodness, I have never seen so many products on the clearance rack before. So if there's anything that you're looking for, and we're just going to add this right to the bottom of this piece. And I just want to make sure that I get it on here centered. Just like that. But yeah, if you haven't checked out the clearance rack, just check it out, because there are tons of things on the clearance rack today. And you know that they are, limited quantities. Things sell out fast. there is a lot of paper and dies. So we're just gonna, I forgot a fork again. We're just gonna tie a bow. But yeah, really a lot of beautiful things on there today. I think there's like 4 pages of clearance items, which is really rare. There's even the last year's in colors on there in cardstock for I think $3.60, which is cheap. All right. So we're just going to grab a glue dot and I'm going to add this bow right about here. Whoops. It's warm in here today, so my glue dots are working pretty good. All right. Then we're going to take some pearls. Let me get rid of my phone. Dropped it on the floor. So we're just going to grab some pearls. And I'm going to grab my Stampin' Right blend. And this is the Dark Rich Raspberry. And I'm just going to do a large one. Color it up so it matches the color of the card. And I'm also going to grab, if I can find them, the festive pearls. They say red and green adhesive, but they are listed as festive pearls in the catalog. And I'm going to use the gold, and we're just going to add one to each of the corners of the frame. So it looks like this is being held on by brads. I'll put that aside. And then we're just going to grab this large pearl that I colored, and we're going to add it right here to the end of the sentiment. And that's the front of our card. Easy as can be. All right, let's grab our scrap again. We're going to do the inside. We have a layer of rich raspberry, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And we have basic white, 5 1/4 by 4. Now you want to remember that it is landscape, so we put the flowers in the right place. So we're going to mimic the front of the card. So we're going to, again, ink up the large stamp. And I'm just going to stamp it right here in the corner. And then we're going to do the same thing. Let's grab that soft seafoam. And you can even stamp off if you find that you feel it's a little too dark for the inside. You can stamp off instead of stamping. But we're just going to add some of the leaves in the soft seafoam. Then we're going to grab that shaded spruce. I'll grab the larger of the leaves. And then I'll grab the smaller one again. Let's see, we'll put one here. And let's add one right next to it. And then we're going to grab our layer. I'm going to use some seal. Maybe not. I gotta change it. See? It is one of those kind of days today. Well, thankfully, I have one right here. Sorry, ladies. I probably should have checked that beforehand. Yes, the any color you want. You can match up to your cards. Everything is coordinated. Hello, hello. Yes, it does seem like it's been a long time. Well, I guess because I was going to go live on Thanksgiving and I was just so exhausted. I don't know what is happening, but for some reason, no matter what time I go to bed at night, I'm getting up between 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning. And I don't understand why. I mean, I'm not complaining because I do get a lot done because everybody's still sleeping. Dogs are sleeping. The dog is sleeping. My cats are sleeping. Bill's sleeping. And it's like my quiet time where I can just get a lot done, have a little peace and quiet. So I'm not complaining. It's just that I'm exhausted. All right. So there is card number 1. Okay, now what I would do for the envelope, I would probably just put this flower on the front corner or the back flap, just so it matches. All right, so we're going to pull in the second card. Now this card is landscape also, but what I did was I cut it 11 by 4 1/4, so it opens this way instead of up, okay? So it's still landscape, just a little variation. We'll pull that out of the way. And then I have a layer of real rich raspberry, the rose gold foil, and then another layer of the rich raspberry, which we're going to pop up. So let's lay these down on the front of the card. I would suggest, and I'm not going to do it here, but I would suggest that you cut something out of the middle of this. Try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try the one tonight, Margaret. Hello, Kathy. Yeah, so try to cut something out of the center of this before you lay it down on your card. I mean, for the foil, it is just, that's so much waste. You can get a die cut out of this, a square, a rectangle. All right. Oh, okay. I hope your cat feels better. Hi, Betty. No worries. We're just talking about dogs and our poor little kitty cats. Since you're just joining, know that the PDF will be on my blog tomorrow. And I'll have all the measurements for tonight's cards. All right. So there is the front of the card. Now for the next layer, like I said, we are going to pop this up. And then we have a layer of basic white, which we're going to stamp, and then you're going to have to give me a minute to run it through the cut and emboss machine. So how did we do this? Let me get my scrubber for a second. I want to make sure that this stamp is really clean. All right, let's see. It looks like there's something sticking to it right there. All right, so there is our nice clean stamp. So to get this stamp right here, I actually pulled out a couple daubers. Oops. And we're going to start with, I'm going to start with the soft seafoam. Now looking at the stamp, you just want to decide where you want your light colors, and then you know that here is the flower and the berries, so we'll do those in rich raspberry, and then there's leaves all around the outside. So I'm just going to use my dauber and pick out some leaves, and I'm just going to dab some color. Let's do this one right here. And you'll be able to tell where you added the ink because, and you probably can't see, but where oh, there you go. You can see it's shiny. That's where I've already put the ink. And you can see it. I can see it while I'm working. So then we're going to grab some shaded spruce and a new dauber. And I'm going to come in here and add some shaded spruce. And I'm actually going to put a little bit right there. And now I'm going to grab my rich raspberry and a new dauber, ink it up, and let's get these berries. And then we're going to ink up this flower. I just want to make sure I have enough on here. These little dots here, I'm actually going to put some of the shaded spruce. Let's pull our piece of cardstock back in. This time I'm going to put the berries up, and we're just going to stamp it. And you want to press it down nice and hard. And then you have your colored image. Okay? Yes, our fur babies are the best, aren't they? So there it is after using the dauber. So give me a second. I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss machine. And I'm using the time-worn type. Now what I have to remember is this is the front of my card. The front of the embossing folder is where this little logo for Stampin' Up! Is. So this would be the side you would want for the front of your card. And then we have to remember that the words, you don't want them upside down. So this is the top of my card. I want the front to be facing the Stampin' Up! Logo. And I'm going to line it up with the line on the embossing folder. And I'm going to run it through just like that. All right. So now you can see, here's my harvest. I always look for the word harvest. So now our image is embossed, and it's the right side that's embossed. Okay. And we are going to now adhere that to our layer. I will be using glue this time because where it is embossed, we won't see the glue through the layer. And we're just going to lay this down. Make sure it's on there even. I probably should have checked. You know, the embossing stretches the paper. And now we're going to just pop this up. Let's use up these pieces. Can get rid of this. All right. So we're just going to pop this right up on the front of our card. And you'll notice on tonight's card, I did cut the next layer a little smaller than the one I did this morning, just so we have a little bit more of the foil showing through. Okay. Now we're going to pull in the die cut. It's a cute little frame. Looks like a berry frame. I'm going to just poke out these pieces that I forgot to poke. And then I have a piece of basic white. Now I cut this 2 7/8 by 1 3/8. When I measured from middle to middle, middle to middle. Now I don't want to be able to see too much of the white edge. So I'm just going to grab my rich raspberry dauber, and we're going to add some color just to the edges of this layer. So when it lays behind and we put the frame down, it disappears a little bit behind the berries. Okay. And we're actually going to stamp our sentiment. Dear friend, how are you? And we're going to do that in rich raspberry. So we're just going to put this right here in the center. It's a little off to the left, but that's okay. And now for the frame, I know most of the inside berries are going to be the ones that are touching the white. So I'm just going to add some little bits of glue to the inside berries so it has a good foundation of glue to stick to this sentiment. And we're just going to lay this right down. And then I'm going to pop it up onto the front of the card. Now it's still a little wet, so let's just carefully add our dimensionals. I don't want it shifting on me. All right. And we're just going to add it right about here. And then we're going to pull our pearls back in. I'm going to grab that blend again. I want to get a large one colored. So let's color that. We'll give it a few minutes to dry. And I already colored some smaller ones. So we're just going to decorate the front of this card a little bit. Add one here. And let's add one here. And then we're going to take the large and we're going to add it right there. So there is the front of our second card. Yeah, the dies are pretty in this set. It also has the larger die, and don't judge me. Oh, this one's not too bad. I used this one for the box, so we'll be using this one later. All right, so let's grab the things for the inside of this card. I'm just going to put 5 1/4 by 4, I believe this is. Yep. So then we have 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 of basic white. I have a 1/2 inch strip of rich raspberry, a 3/8 strip of the rose gold foil, and then I also die cut a leaf in the rose gold foil and another one in the rich raspberry, just to add something to the inside. So I am just going to first grab my leaf and we're going to add some glue. Get this on the inside of the card. And we'll just put it right about there. Now let's put a line of glue. And we're going to lay down our rich raspberry. And I'm putting it right under the edge or end of that leaf right there. Now we'll add our gold foil. We're going to lay this down right in the center of that piece. Grab our rose gold leaf. Add some glue. And then we'll just stick this right about there. Let's grab some scissors. And I'm just going to trim this off. And grab our card. We're going to lay this down on our rich raspberry layer. And then we can add it to the inside of our card. All right. So there is card number 2. Aw. Casey is so helpful, isn't she? All right, so now let's do the box. Like I said, I came in here to score the box to get it started. And you can see I got my score lines here. I got my score lines here. Let's see, here and here. I got them on this side. I turned the paper around to score it, and I ended up grabbing the wrong tab and cut it. So let's pull this in, and I'm going to see if I can do it right this time. And let's see. Here it is. All right, so we are using a 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. And I'm going to move this back up for a second. All right, so it's a full sheet. On the 11-inch side, we are going to score it at 2 3/4, 3 1/4, 7 3/4, and I'll have this on my PDF tomorrow, so don't panic if you don't get them. And then 8 1/4. Then we're going to take our cardstock and turn it, and we are going to score at 1/2, and then 1, and then 7, and then 7 1/2. All right. So you'll notice that, let me just put this so it doesn't fall. We have 2 small sections where I scored. And then, thanks, Linda. And then on this side, you'll notice that it's a little wider. This is the top flap. Okay. So now we're just going to fold and burnish. And we're going to fold on all our score lines. And like I said, this little box will hold both of tonight's cards plus envelopes. So if you need a quick and easy gift for someone, this is perfect. All right. So we need a bottom flap. So we're going to use these 2 pieces as our bottom flap. And we're going to actually cut out this whole top 2 sections. Okay. Now there's another 2 sections. I want a flap or a tab. So when we have our box, we'll have a tab here. So we're just going to cut down this little box here. And I like to angle it so it fits nice and snug. And it doesn't make it bulky. And then we are going to actually take this piece and cut it completely off. And we're going to mimic this on this side here. So I'm just going to cut this down. So I'm going to cut out these 2 large rectangles. Okay, those are the 2 large rectangles. This is that tiny little square. And then we're going to angle cut our tabs. And I'll show you what it looks like now. All right, so it's 2 large rectangles, 2 little squares that we cut out. Now, let's go over to this side. We don't need the tabs for the top of the box, so we are actually going to cut out these whole 2 sections. I'm going to make sure I cut it so the score bump is gone. We're going to do it down. So we actually removed 1, 2, 3, the 4 sections. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. I'm cutting it so the score bumps are gone. And again, 4 sections. And this is what we're left with. So here are our tabs. They're going to be glued to this piece here. Okay, because they're going to fold in. So we need a piece of tear and tape. Excuse me, my throat is really dry tonight. We're going to run a piece of tear and tape on this bottom flap. Just like that. Then, when this is up, these pieces are going to fold in. So I'm going to take some tear and tape and I'm going to line it up down the edge of one of these back pieces. And then I am also going to add another piece right here. Okay. So now that we have our tear and tape on, let me see where my other seal is. It was, oh, here it is. I moved it in front of me. So we're going to use some of this Seal Plus on the tabs. And we're going to pull them in and make sure they're squared off. This just closes up the bottom of the box nicely. So we just want to make sure that they're even. And now we can pull off our paper for a tear and tape. And we're going to, our stamp boxes or stamp cases fit perfect. So if you just lay that inside and fold this over, you'll get a really nice, it's like a perfect fit. So this way it doesn't collapse on you. Now we'll pull the other pieces off. And we're just going to do the same exact thing. We're going to fold it over. We want to make sure that our lines are straight. I'm going to pull this out a little bit. And all your sides and everything are perfect, okay? The stamp cases fit perfectly. Then I'm going to grab some little Velcro circles. And just let me cut this paper off. And we'll actually add these right to the box. So I'm going to stick this right back in. I should have left it. And I'm going to first add it to the lid. Remove the paper. And then again, I want to make sure that the lid is pretty square. And then press that down. So now we have a nice Velcro close. If you wanted to, you could round off your corners. All right, so there is our box. Then I added some layers, of course. We have a rich raspberry layer, 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. Then I have a layer of the rose gold foil, 5 5/8 by 4 1/8. And we're going to just glue these down. And then I'm going to pop up another layer of rich raspberry. And this is 5 3/8 by 3 7/8. Okay. Am I wearing a Stampin' Up sweatshirt? Yes, I am. It is the Abigail Rose sweatshirt. It is the toastiest, most comfortable sweatshirt. I even like the hood, because it was pretty windy here today, and I actually put the hood up while I took the dog for a walk, and it's pretty toasty. All right, again, instead of wasting this whole layer, use some dies and cut the center out so you could use it for something else. But I'm just going to layer these down right on the top of the box. All right, and then I'm going to pop this layer up. But this layer is going to hold our frame. So we're going to move that out of the way. And I'm sorry, I forgot to pop all my little pieces. Yeah, I'm actually warm in here tonight, so... Oh, and I forgot to take the rubber bands off my arm. All right, so again, this is the rich raspberry. And this is the larger of the frames in the Eden dies. And it has the berries going all the way around. All right, I think that should be it. Yep. All right. So I wanted to make sure I have those all out. Because again, we are going to put this around this white piece, the basic white. But you'll notice you can see the corners. So I am just going to mark. I know I'm nuts. Just going to mark a few spots on here. I don't really care what this one looks like. It doesn't have to be perfect. So now that I have some marks, I am just going to round off these corners so it'll be so it'll fit this a little bit better. All right, but I am going to take my dauber again. I'm going to use this side, and we're going to hide this edge. It's going to be on a rich raspberry layer, so we're just going to hide the edge of this basic white layer, just like that. And we're going to do to this what we did to that other card. So let me just, you like my pen? Let me just clean off this stamp. And we're going to grab that rich raspberry again. And we're going to ink up. And we are going to put this time in the center of our piece. How pretty is that? And we're going to grab all our leaves again. This time we're just going to go around in a circle. So we're just going to stamp these leaves around. I'm just going to do the 4. And then we'll grab some shaded spruce. And add some shaded spruce. Then grab this little one and just stick them in between. So just quick and easy stamping. Let me move this back down. Now we're going to grab our frame again. And like the last time, it's going to be all the leaves on the inside that are going to be touching this white piece. So I'm just going to add some glue to these inside pieces. And just lay it down. Let's move it over. Just like that. We're going to actually glue this down to this piece. So let's add some glue on here. Let's center this. While that's drying for a minute, let's just quick tie a bow. There they are. I was going to say my ribbon scissors disappeared. So we're just going to tie a quick bow. Boy, I have ink all over me tonight. The name of this stamp set, Margaret, is Eden's Garden. And then the dies are called Eden's Dies. This is a really pretty stamp set. I think I only used this like once, maybe twice. I did a craft box. Oh, and I guess I should have mentioned my craft box subscription is now open. I'm trying to think. I lost track of what I used. Oh, artistically inked in Pool Party. Pool Party in silver. All right, so we're going to grab a glue dot. Oops. Let's add that ribbon right here. And then I am going to grab some pearls again. Let's color up. I got 4. And then I'm going to pull in the gold ones also. Festive pearls. I know it says red and green, but they're festive pearls. And then we're going to add these to these little sections that are berries. And I'm going to do 1 rich raspberry, 1 gold, and then I'll do a rich raspberry here, and then I'll pull a gold one here, and a rich raspberry here, and let's put one last gold one right here. We just dress that frame up. And we're going to pop this layer right up. All right, let's pull in that box. Center this on the top. And there you go. So we have a pretty little box. Let's move this up. And now you have a quick and easy gift. Give your waitress, lady at the post office. You're welcome, Margaret. Aw, thanks, Kathy. And there you go. So, ladies, enjoy the rest of your evening. And I will be back on Sunday. We have puppy school on Saturday. So I'll be back on Sunday and we'll do our our Simple Saturday, Stepped Up Sunday cards on Sunday at 2 o'clock. You are so very welcome. Good night, everybody. Don't forget, the PDF will be on my blog and I'll post the link tomorrow. So have a great night. Happy crafting, my friends. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.